現在有請主禮及演講嘉賓香港投資推廣署 Start Me Up HK 主管陳國晶女士 Miss Jayne Chan 為我哋致辭，歡迎 Jayne。
Hello， 大家好。我而家咧，我會轉台嘅，因為我哋咧係個政府部門咧，專係想幫翻海外嗰啲公司過嚟香港發展啦。咁我就想即係 show 翻一部分嘅 support for 呢一個 international 嘅 audience 嘅。I just want to say that I wanted to switch over to English just because our department is responsible for helping overseas companies to establish here in the city. And I just wanted to put some of the information out there and also in English. So Mingos, Aldous, thank you so much for inviting us to speak today. It's a real pleasure to be here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's so exciting actually to see this ParticleX UrbanTech Global Challenge kick-off event actually, because Mingos and of course Science Park and actually Duncan, some of these real old established startup players I'm seeing in this room, and it's actually fantastic to see how far we've progressed in terms of the startup ecosystem. So ParticleX's UrbanTech Global Challenge is a platform to connect startups with angel investors, with corporates, with incubators, to foster collaboration and drive innovation in the areas of sustainability tech, urban tech. And at Invest Hong Kong, we've been actually seeing a big growth in terms of the startup ecosystem in the past few years, and a level of resilience as well, actually. We've seen in last year's startup survey, we've seen a record number of startups with just under 4,000 startups residing at the various co-work spaces, accelerators and incubators, employing over 15,000 people. We've also seen, that international interest, despite the headlines around the world. I think Hong Kong is still a very compelling location for a lot of startups, and that's reflected in terms of the numbers. It's the startup ecosystem is actually very international. About a quarter of our founders come from outside of Hong Kong, and of that group, the biggest country of origin is actually from mainland China, followed by the US, UK, France, and Singapore, as well as a raft of other countries as well. So it just shows that where there are opportunities, we will get that international talent flow coming to Hong Kong. Fintech companies make up the majority of this, this industry sector for startups. As you can probably imagine, we are one of the world's financial centers, so we do expect to see a lot of fintech kind of solutions. But we're also seeing quite a lot of development within the e-commerce supply chain side, as well as general ICT type companies as well. On the green tech and sustainability side, we saw a 25% growth in the number of companies to 130 from the year before as well. So even though it looks like this figure is, it's not a huge figure on its own, the fact that we're seeing a 25% growth actually bodes really well for the direction that we want this ecosystem to move into, because sustainability is such an important part of every one of our lives actually. And on this, the sustainability, the green tech side, I just want to talk a little bit more about Hong Kong's situation, also what the government is also doing in terms of trying to foster this area as well. We've witnessed a growing number of local green tech startups in recent years, and we've noticed that there are more than 100 green tech companies and startups that operate outside of Science Park and Cyberport. These startups are focused on developing really innovative solutions to address environmental challenges and promote sustainability. And you'll hear from some of those today. Actually, some of the names that you've got speaking today is going to be fantastic. So it's something to really look forward to. Also, the investment situation for green technology startups in Hong Kong has also been improving. We heard Duncan earlier on talking about how the fact that, the government is coming up with different kind of programs, collaboration with universities and things, but we also need the private kind of sector investment to also step up as well. And, we have seen kind of developments in that kind of area. The Hong Kong government, along with various private investors and venture capital firms, have been actively supporting the startups through funding programs, through incubators and accelerators. And there's also been an increasing interest from international investors in Hong Kong's green technology sector as well. Some of you may know that Invest Hong Kong set up a family office team at Invest Hong Kong about a year and a half ago, with the mission to basically attract more family offices to establish here in the city. A lot of family offices are very much focused on impact and sustainability, and one of the reasons we're really hoping to attract those type of companies is that through these private investments, it will also galvanate the startup environment here in Hong Kong, and also get more investment into those kind of green tech areas. Just on the funding side a little bit more, we do have a very strong financial and technological infrastructure here in Hong Kong, which again produces a conducive environment for startups to thrive. And the Hong Kong government obviously is very committed to promoting sustainability and growing awareness of environmental issues among the public, so we can actually create more of a favourable environment for green technologies. Hong Kong is a leading player in green finance. It was discussed earlier on. In 2021, green and sustainable debts arranged or issued in Hong Kong amounted to $57 billion. We are one of the world's leading locations for green financing. Earlier in 2023, a tokenized green bond was issued, the first of its kind released anywhere in the world by government. So in sum, we see that green technology is one of those core engines to revolutionize Hong Kong's economy, as it will not only drive innovation, create new industries and generate jobs, reduce pollution and conserve resources and improve energy efficiency, but also, most importantly, help to promote sustainable development for a greener and more prosperous future for us all. Now, to dive deeper into some of those kind of topics, we will be hosting a number of events focused on areas such as climate tech and impact investing at this year's Start Me Up Hong Kong Festival, which will run from the 8th to the 17th of November, and we would love to see you there. You can get more information about that on the website. So with sustainability being such an important focus area, it's great to see the likes of ParticleX addressing some of these issues in the built environment, and I wish the program every success. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayne. Thank you so much.